For those of you who saw the last video, I hopped on Sumber. Sumber being the solar purgatory, one of the hardest maps created in Celeste. In that video, I beat the first checkpoint and made it to here. Now, this does seem like the end. We were seeing the credits. Shout out Freaka, this music is peak. But there is more to this map, and anybody who saw the ending of the first video or has seen anything regarding this map knows that this is in fact not the end. As soon as these special thanks finish, you will see what happens next, which is this. Then the red line comes, and then a few more red lines. Now like everything's red. Well, let's just keep going up the elevator. I mean, it'll be fine, right? Okay, that's the wrong way. We were going up. That was up. Transition aside, this is where the map actually gets hard. There are 3 rooms left, and just like in the first episode, I'll try my best to explain what's going on as I beat it, so that even those who haven't played it can kind of see what this map is like. Anyway, let's get into it. This is Thanatos. This is probably my favorite room in the map. It's so fun. It's not that hard. It's about as hard as the last room in Checkpoint 1. It does get a lot worse. But this was a very consistent level. It had a lot of hard inputs, but once you get used to them, they're not that bad. The room finishes with these really tight dream smuggles, which require a lot of direction changing, and those last bumpers, which is just cool. But yeah, overall, really fun room. You can see from my celebration that I'm very happy, and that brings us to room 9, Sumber. Or Summer, or I don't know how people actually pronounce it. I mean, I guess it should be summer, right? Well, pronunciation aside, this is a very hard room. The hardest room I'd ever completed up to this point, and it did take me longer than any room I've cleared before this. It is a very hard room, but there is one specific part of it I want to specifically talk about. And that is this bit here. After you grab that coin at the top, you have to dash down repeatedly, very fast, while alternating pressing left and right to grab onto the side walls, so that you can then dash again holding Theo. That is very hard. That's nearly at the end of the room, and I died there 40 times. I then died to the Dream Hyper directly after that, another 30 times. Here I've cut to 6 hours 40 minutes in, which is the first time I successfully did this bit, and then died to this Dream Hyper, which is another really hard input. Another 2 hours after that, and a lot of deaths later, I had this run. Everything seeming perfect so far. All these precise bumper hits, this section, flawless. Perfect Dream Hyper after, some ultras to get a lot of speed, and the very ending, up 1 dream block, up 2, and death. On the literal last input of the room. Bruh. It is literally not possible to die after that. After you hit those springs, that's the end of the room. At least, I thought it wasn't possible to die. Here's a run about 50 minutes after that last one, when, again, make it to here, bang, 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 1, 2, 3. At this point, I leave my chair. I come back, I'm running around, but you'll notice that Theo is currently just sitting there. Once you reach the top, you're meant to come closer and chuck Theo into that box, then the heart comes down. In my celebration, I accidentally let him go, And now he's on the other side of the spinners. I can't get to him. So this is a soft lock. There's no checkpoint here. I need to beat the room again. That's probably like the worst death I've ever had. But anyway, before I actually beat the room, I do then have to get this run to the very end, which dies to that bumper on grab, and this run, which, once again, dies to the last up smuggle. Both of these runs being literally within 2 minutes of each other. Then, 10.5 hours into playing this room, now my longest ever room clear, and my hardest, I present to you the clear of Summer Squared. I was muted here, but my reaction was something like, yes! And also being very careful as I walked towards the box to throw Theo into it. So yay, heart. It's the end of the map. I did it. So this isn't the end of the map. There is one more room, which is the hardest room by a long shot. Abaddon has 4 quarters to it. That is 4 separate rooms, each of which are about as hard as some of the previous rooms I've done, but you have to beat them all in a row. And then has a don't choke segment, which is still really hard. So if you haven't already been able to tell from the timestamp, I don't beat Abaddon in this video, but it is something I am actively working on and hope to get out relatively soon. It will take me a while though. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and have an incredible day.